Okay, let's unpack this. Um, AI has just been churning out headlines at warp speed this week, hasn't
Oh,
it?
it really has.
And we're going to dive deep, really deep, into the tectonic shifts happening beneath the surface.
Hmm.
Forget just the big announcements. We've actually got a stack of fascinating sources that reveal, the surprising details and underlying currents really shaping the future of AI.
And what's truly captivating, I think, is the sheer breadth of activity you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
We're talking everything from, foundational model breakthroughs and a huge surge in open source releases
Right.
to practical new applications that are actually shaping our daily lives. And of course, the critical challenges that are emerging alongside all this progress.
Absolutely.
So our mission today is really to cut through the noise for you, connect these dots, and give you a clear, concise understanding of what truly matters, almost like a shortcut to being instantly well-informed.
I like that, a shortcut. Okay, so starting with that acceleration.
Yeah.
Accelerating really feels like the right word, doesn't it?
Def-
One of the most compelling trends right now seems to be this big push towards greater transparency and, maybe surprisingly, more competition through openness.
Yeah.
Like, what's standing out to me is NVIDIA releasing their Nemotron CCV2 pre-training dataset. It's getting a lot of praise for, boosting transparent, community-driven model development. How significant is that, actually?
Oh, it's profoundly significant. I mean, think of it this way. For years, many of the most powerful AI models were built kind of behind closed doors, right? Like secret recipes.
Right, black boxes.
Exactly. So NVIDIA making a dataset like Nemotron CCV2 widely available, that's a powerful signal. It doesn't just invite more researchers to contribute. It fosters an environment where the entire community can scrutinize, improve, and innovate on a shared, transparent foundation.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of like opening up the blueprints for a skyscraper. It suddenly, everyone can see how it's built, learn from it, and even suggest improvements for the next one.
That makes sense, that collaborative spirit. It really sounds like it could reshape the whole landscape. And it's not just coming from the usual suspects either, is it? Our sources point to a really interesting surge in China's AI ecosystem, for instance.
Absolutely. The global dynamic is definitely shifting. We're seeing consumer platforms like Meituan, many might think of them for food delivery.
Yeah.
They're now pre-training these massive mixture of experts or MoE models, which is significant because MoE models are basically like a team of specialized AIs.
Oh, okay.
Each one handles a different part of a problem, making them incredibly efficient and powerful. And maybe even more surprising, a new open-weights Chinese model just debuted with unusually deep technical detail.
Wow.
That level of transparency from China, that's a strong signal of their growing self-reliance and ambition in AI research.
That transparency from China does feel like a potential game changer. So beyond just, accelerating progress, what's the most surprising or maybe far-reaching implication of that kind of global collaborative pressure for AI development, I mean?
Well, I think the most surprising implication might be just how quickly the state-of-the-art can become democratized. When powerful models and data become openly accessible, it really lowers the barrier to entry for smaller teams, for startups, even individual researchers.
Right.
It means innovation won't just be concentrated in a handful of giant labs anymore. It can, genuinely sprout from anywhere. And that forces even the biggest players to innovate faster, maybe adopt more open strategies themselves just to stay competitive.
Okay, speaking of powerful players, we also saw XAI standardizing serving on SGLang. Now, for our listeners, that might just sound like another technical acronym.
Right.
What does SGLang actually bring to the table here in this open inference stack?
Yeah, great question. Think of SGLang as a highly optimized engine. It makes running and managing these huge AI models incredibly efficient.
Okay.
So when we talk about inference, we mean the process where the AI takes input, like your question, and generates an output, the answer.
Yeah.
SGLang specifically excels at handling the complex dynamic requests that come with large language models. It significantly speeds up how quickly an AI can respond. So XAI standardizing on it means developers get a more robust, open foundation for making their AI apps perform faster and more reliably. It's a really critical piece of the infrastructure puzzle.
Wow. So it's really about making AI respond quicker, more reliably. That democratization, it feels like a massive shift, enabling innovators way beyond just the big labs. But who are these innovators? What kind of talent is driving this? Because, it's important to look beyond the tech at the human element, too.
That's a perfect segue, actually, because this explosion of open innovation isn't just about the code. It's profoundly reshaping the human landscape of AI, too. It's driving fierce competition for talent, and it's recognizing the key individuals and platforms pushing these frontiers.
Right.
We saw Yejin Choi named to Time's 100 Most Influential in AI. Her advocacy for, brain-inspired, energy-efficient AI really stands out in a field often obsessed with just sheer scale.
Interesting perspective.
And platforms like LangChainAI, they provide a framework for building AI apps. They just joined the 2025 IA40 list. That underscores their critical impact in this more open ecosystem.
So it's not just the big names anymore, but also the people providing the tools and maybe shaping the direction. I also noticed a pretty significant leadership shift in our sources. A senior figure left Meta to lead some new superintelligence effort elsewhere. It really highlights the fierce talent war happening behind the scenes, doesn't it?
Oh, it absolutely does. Top AI talent is, arguably the most valuable commodity in tech right now.
Yeah, I bet.
These individuals aren't just engineers. They're often the visionaries shaping the very future of the field. So when a key leader moves to a new superintelligence project, it shows not only the allure of these really ambitious goals, but also the intense competition among companies to get the best minds to tackle the next generation of AI challenges. It's a very high-stakes game.
High stakes indeed. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Let's pivot to the technical innovations, making AI smarter and, crucially, way more efficient, especially for these large language models, LLMs. It feels like engineers are finding incredibly clever ways to make these, behemoth models more agile. Like Meituan's Longcat Flash Chat, a 560 billion parameter passive MOE model. It introduces this clever trick: zero computational experts. How does that actually work? Why is that such a big deal?
It's a really fascinating concept. You know how we mentioned MOE models have experts specializing in different areas?
Yeah.
Well, these zero computational experts are essentially highly optimized components. They contribute to the model's intelligence, but without adding much to the processing load. Imagine a team where some members are so efficient they give you profound insights almost instantly, barely using any resources. This lets the Longcat Flash Chat model achieve incredibly fast inference, quick responses, and really strong performance that reportedly rivals even Meta's best models. But it does it while being significantly more resource-friendly.
Wow.
It's like we're teaching these super smart models to also be incredibly frugal with their brain power instead of just being brilliant but, wasteful.
Giving a genius a strict budget. I love that analogy.
Exactly.
So it's about being smarter with how the models use their brain power, not just throwing more compute at it. What other smart architectural shifts are driving this efficiency push?
Precisely. We're seeing other cool innovations too, like mixture of recursions. This is where each token, like a unit of information, can choose its own thinking depth by reusing layers within the model.
Okay.
And then there's chain of layers, which allows for task-specific compute by skipping or reordering layers as needed.
So tailoring the process.
Exactly, but these aren't just theoretical ideas. They're directly aimed at making these complex models run faster and with fewer resources by dynamically tailoring the computation to the specific task at hand. It's a huge leap in efficiency, really.
And it's not just about optimizing how models think, but also how they manage their memory, right? I saw something about Berkeley's XQuant. Can you unpack how rematerializing KD caches from quantized activations cuts memory by up to 12x? This sounds like a mouthful.
It does sound like a mouthful,
Yeah.
doesn't it? But the impact is massive. Let's break it down a bit.
Please do.
KV caches are basically the model's short-term memory.
Yeah.
They hold info about previous words in a conversation to keep the context.
That's right.
Quantized activations means this data is highly compressed, stored using fewer bits. So XQuant is effectively rematerializing these caches.
Meaning?
Rebuilding them on the fly from this compressed data. This slashes memory usage dramatically, like you said, up to 12 times, because you don't need to store the full uncompressed version of everything all the time. Imagine having a massive library, but instead of keeping every book open, you only open and instantly reproduce the exact page you need right then, and then you compress it back down immediately.
That is a very clever way to conserve resources, kind of like getting more bang for your buck. And it's not just efficiency gains, right? The capabilities themselves are also expanding fast.
Absolutely. Open source vision language models, things like Intern VL 3.5 and Mini CPM v 4.5, They're rapidly closing the gap with the closed proprietary leaders.
So AI vision is getting better and more open.
Exactly. The ability of AI to understand and generate content across both images and text is becoming more widely accessible and more powerful. We're also seeing incredible progress in retrieval and embedding.
Okay, what's happening there?
Well, there's a compact, like 130 million parameter Colbert retriever model that's now outperforming much larger single vector RAG approaches.
So smaller but better at finding information.
Essentially, yes. It's better at finding the right information from vast datasets. And get this, there's even a new embedding model claiming 200x lower cost while beating OpenAI and Cohere on key benchmarks.
200 times lower cost.
Yeah. That kind of cost reduction, combined with performance leap, it fundamentally changes what's possible, what you can build.
That's astonishing. Truly game-changing potential there.
Okay.
It points to a future where these powerful AI building blocks are just far more accessible. And of course, these capabilities mean little without tools to actually use them. Thankfully, it seems like we're seeing an explosion of new platforms putting these innovations into more developers' hands.
Exactly right. For instance, LangChain's new AI Rails app builder can now generate full Rails web applications just from natural language prompts. That dramatically speeds up development time.
Wow.
Clarifai's local runners make it super easy to run complex models on all sorts of hardware, from a developer's own laptop to big cloud clusters. We even have things like the Parallelism Mesh Zoo for researchers exploring novel ways to structure models, and a new platform promising a sort of panel of over 700 top models for collective insights.
700 medals.
Yeah. So this expanding toolkit genuinely empowers more people to build and experiment with AI. It's moving beyond just the biggest labs and really fostering a vibrant, diverse developer ecosystem.
Okay, so what does all this mean for you, the listener?
Well, it means AI is popping up in unexpected and hopefully useful places. It's really starting to transform our daily lives and workflows. On the consumer side, Google's Gemini is now offering free pro access and this new deep think reasoning capability, just broadening its reach for everyone. And they're not stopping there, are they?
No, they're embedding Gemini AI into phones, wearables, Nest smart home devices. The idea is seamless, interconnected experiences.
How will these integrations actually feel different for us, do you think?
Well, it means AI becomes less of a separate app you have to consciously open and more like an invisible helper woven into your tech ecosystem.
Oh, imagine your phone proactively suggesting a route based on your calendar and traffic, or your watch giving you real-time health insights with more context, or your smart home anticipating your needs. All powered by a smarter, more proactive AI like Gemini. It's about more intuitive, less fragmented interactions.
That sounds like a pretty big leap in convenience. And this integration, it's happening all over, isn't it?
It really is. Perplexity, for example, integrated with the Comet browser for near-instant AI search. It cuts down the waiting time, makes getting info almost instantaneous.
Nice.
And maybe more notably, their Comet Plus service aims to actually fund journalism by sharing revenue with publishers.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a crucial step, potentially, towards a more sustainable ecosystem. It addresses those concerns about AI taking traffic from news outlets by actually trying to give back to the content creators.
That is a really important development for the media world. And for creative folks, Draw Things added something called Qwen Image Edit for rapid photo editing using prompts.
Yeah, sounds like it could be a game changer for both casual and serious photographers, just making editing quicker and more intuitive.
And Samsung's Global AI Collections app helps organize screenshots.
It feels like our devices are just getting smarter and more helpful in these little ways you might not even notice at first.
Exactly. And beyond consumer apps, we're seeing huge AI adoption in enterprise settings, streamlining business operations in pretty powerful ways.
Like what?
Well, Apple is apparently piloting an AI chatbot called Asa in its retail employee training apps. Helps staff quickly learn about products, answer customer questions, that kind of thing.
Okay.
QuickBooks AI agents are now automating bookkeeping for small businesses, potentially saving users hours every month.
Wow, that's practical.
And Workday acquired Flowise to power low-code AI agent creation for HR and finance. That reflects a broader trend towards automating complex internal workflows.
So not just individual tasks, but whole business processes being rethought with AI. Pretty much. Uber even publicly detailed its Genie agent stack. It combines various technologies to automate internal stuff at massive scale.
Right.
And you see major players like Walmart deploying AI for everything from supply chain optimization to personalized shopping. Even China's Midea Group became the world's first certified AI agent factory. These are really big shifts.
Huge shifts.
They are. And it goes beyond just corporate efficiency, too. AI is tackling specific, really impactful problems that genuinely improve lives.
Like AgriCure.
Exactly. AgriCure, an AI tool helping Indian farmers diagnose crop diseases just from leaf photos, makes sustainable agriculture more accessible, more efficient.
That's amazing.
Or that University of Rochester AI tool that detects early signs of Parkinson's disease from voice recordings with, 85% accuracy.
Incredible.
These examples show AI isn't just about chatbots or business automation. It's addressing critical societal challenges like health and agriculture. And looking ahead, even relationships. Bumble is launching an AI-driven matchmaking app this fall, aiming for more emotionally intelligent connections.
AI matchmaking. That'll be interesting to watch.
Definitely.
Okay, but with all this incredible power, naturally comes significant responsibility. And AI's rapid growth brings some serious concerns we absolutely have to address.
For sure.
The Scarlett Johansson lawsuit against that Lisa AI app for using her deepfake voice and image without permission, that really brought the whole issue of celebrity rights and deepfake risks into sharp focus, didn't it? It must have sent shockwaves.
It certainly did, and it highlights a critical legal and ethical frontier, right? It's a clear example of how fast AI capabilities can outpace our existing laws and social norms. It raises urgent questions about consent, IP, personal identity in this digital age.
Yeah.
But the risks go beyond just celebrity likenesses. There was that RAND study that found alarming inconsistencies in how AI chatbots handle suicide-related queries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, prompting really urgent calls for stronger safety standards to protect vulnerable users. That's a profoundly serious concern.
Those aren't abstract problems at all. They impact privacy, mental health, legal rights in very real ways.
Yeah.
It feels like this isn't just a technical challenge, but a societal one that needs immediate attention.
Indeed. And it raises that important question. How do we balance this incredibly rapid innovation with ensuring safety, reliability, and, actual real-world value?
Right.
On the safety and alignment front, there are warnings that these reward hacking behaviors, where an AI finds a loophole to get a goal instead of the intended way, that those behaviors learned on harmless tasks could actually generalize to more dangerous, misaligned behaviors in complex situations. And users have also highlighted the very practical risks of just blindly following AI coding advice after someone almost ran a destructive command it suggested. So AI isn't infallible, clearly, and users need to be vigilant.
It definitely sounds like we need to approach AI with a healthy dose of skepticism, particularly for critical tasks.
Yeah.
And what about intellectual property and content moderation? That's been a constant battleground.
Absolutely. The challenges there are just multiplying. We saw Google Bard's filters fail to block Taylor Swift image generation, which shows the limitations in content moderation tech.
Yeah, I remember that.
And maybe more significantly, Disney and Universal are suing Midjourney over AI-generated images that, they argue, strongly resemble copyrighted characters.
Right.
This sparks huge legal questions about copyright, fair use, who owns the output when AI is trained on these vast data sets of existing creative work. The legal system is really playing catch-up, and the outcome of these cases could set major precedents for creative industries.
And beyond the ethics and copyright, there's just the sheer security risk, too, isn't there?
Yes, we're seeing a definite surge in Gemini bot cyber attacks using sophisticated phishing and credential theft techniques.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it signals a new, potentially more dangerous era of AI-driven digital threats, where malicious actors can leverage advanced AI to create highly convincing scams at scale. But, it's also really important to temper the hype with reality. Well, some studies are showing that, 95% of firms report zero ROI from their AI projects so far.
95%. Zero ROI.
Yeah, and critiques of MIT's AI and business numbers stress the often messy realities of calculating ROI. It suggests AI isn't some magic bullet for every business challenge. Strategic implementation, realistic expectations, those are paramount.
It really sounds like the promise is often way ahead of the practical implementation for many organizations. It's easy to get swept up in the AI will fix everything narrative, but like you said, the reality seems much messier than the headlines sometimes.
Precisely. It reminds us that even with all the dazzling breakthroughs, the human element strategy, implementation is still king. And, on a more philosophical note, some observers argued that this AI wave will outlast the current labs, with progress leaping from basic math to advanced science in just a few years.
Right.
Yet you have people like Yejin Choi advocating for that brain-inspired, energy-efficient AI over just the bigger is better approach, reminding us intelligence isn't only about scale.
A different kind of intelligence.
Exactly. And philosophical takes emphasize that today's AI is not conscious, suggesting we maybe use thinkers like Heidegger to temper the AGI hype.
Yeah.
It really asks if steering AI safely is, in fact, a test of our societal wisdom, not just our technological prowess. So it's crucial for you, the listener, to be aware of these real limitations and these deep ethical considerations, not just the dazzling promises.
What an incredible journey we've just taken through the world of AI, seriously. From those open source breakthroughs democratizing access, to the ingenious engineering making models smarter, more efficient, to AI popping up in unexpected and genuinely useful places in our daily lives.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But we also got into the really crucial discussions around safety, ethics, and, well, the messy realities that come with such rapid innovation.
Yeah.
It's just so clear this field is moving at lightning speed. Staying informed, understanding both the immense potential and the significant pitfalls. It feels absolutely key right now.
And if we connect all this to the bigger picture, I think it suggests that while AI's capabilities are expanding exponentially, the true measure of our progress might not just be in what AI can do,
Right.
but in how thoughtfully and responsibly we as a society choose to wield it. As AI becomes more integrated into, well, every facet of our world, what stands out to you as the single most critical choice we face in navigating this new frontier?